West Coast Avengers. West Coast Avengers.
There's only one mantra that you all need to know. That's that one over there. See Todd, bye Todd.
A huge announcement tonight. Doom is being recast. And I'm here to break the news. It's me, Spider-Man. Hello. I am the new Doom. I am your new MCU Moses. It is me, Spider-Man. Or is it? Ah, it's me, Batman. I'm the Riddler. Okay. I'm having breathing trouble here. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another West Coast Wednesdave chat and chill. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having one of, it's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everybody, Derek Neiman in the house. We're going to be chill tonight. Just watch. Hello, Tyler. Good evening. How about drama for free? I'll give you some drama for your mama. Good evening, Andy. Good evening, Mark Marsh. Good evening, Moon Nut. I mean, Leon. Matthew, what's going on? Spider Doom Man Riddler. It's me. It's me. I am being recast as myself in my own biopic. Hello, Robert McCallum, the Scottish man in Toronto. What's going on? Oh, man. Yeah, if I could have put another mask under, I would have just peeled my skin off and would have been like all muscle, and it would have been Frank from Hellraiser. Can everybody hear me okay? Hello, Andrew PCC, Mr. Co-producer, co-publisher of The Many Faces of Jack Kirby. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't worn any of those masks. Y'all, like, some of you know that I used to wear like the Riddler mask during the shows. It's been a while since I've done anything like that. But, today's a fun day. We're going to talk about a bunch of things. Not going to be a super long show, but I wanted to try and get into the routine of doing the live show, this live show every other week, so that I can kind of get myself on a regular schedule. But I just got finished recording next week's episode of Direct Edition, and it's my first guest. It's my first interview exclusively for the podcast. And I had a great time talking to a fellow in the comic community that we all know, but somebody that's got a career outside of that, and that would be Swagglehouse. I sat down with Mickey to talk about his film career, his music video directing career, all that good stuff. So I'm really excited to share that next week. It's we talked for 90 minutes and probably could have gone for 3 hours to tell you the truth. It was a lot of fun talking to Mickey. We talk about comics a little bit, but mostly we talk about movies and music videos, and kind of growing up at the time where MTV was still kind of the main source of learning about new music. Cousin. Oh yeah. So, okay. So, let's talk about that. It was announced this week. I am going to be hosting a Q&A at the Eddie P Con in Pittsburgh, August 24th. So if you're in the Pittsburgh or greater Pittsburgh area, that's Columbus. That's also maybe Cleveland. That's also maybe Philadelphia, Harrisburg, Hershey, Erie. Anyway, if you're in one of those areas, August 24th, we're doing the Eddie P Con. It's being put on by his family, his brother, Bobby, Justine, Bree, his mom, Diane. But the family's putting it on, and friends. I'm going to be hosting a Q&A with Bobby, Bree, and Justine, Jim Rugg, and Brian Moss. We are working on that. It's happening live at the con on the 24th. I'm gonna make sure that I get it taped, videoed, and then it'll probably be up on the channel. Like, I can probably get it up there by a couple, if not a couple of days, it'll be exactly a week later, Sunday morning. But cousin, and for anybody else that is interested, I had a chat with Justine, Bobby, Bree, and Diane. I recorded with them on Sunday. It'll be up on my channel this Sunday morning. We did about an hour talking about Ed's legacy, talking about the Eisners, talking about just some sharing. They shared some great, funny stories. Very positive chat with them. So I'm excited to share that this Sunday. And what I'm going to try and do is craft some questions to ask them that weren't asked on the interview dropping this Sunday. So, yeah, I'm working with them pretty closely. I'm going to be helping them out. I'll be in Pittsburgh for a couple of days prior to the con, and I'm going to be helping Justine go through a lot of Ed's comics, like his comic collection, because they've got a lot to deal with. So I'm doing what I can to help out. Now, I can definitely ask Jim that, but from, and I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but from just, talking with him over the last couple months, I don't think he plans to continue the channel, but I don't know for sure. You gotta remember, this is something that grief, how do you deal with that? And trying to continue that is not the easiest thing. I hope he does, but definitely we'll be talking to him. Absolutely, Rob. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm excited. I have some ideas going forward to help them out, but it's all want to share the ideas with them, and I know, I don't know what it's like to be in this position, to lose a brother, and not just a brother, but a son, and in that regard, and so on and so forth, and friend and stuff like that. I know, but brother and son. Anyway, but I am in the collectibles business. I do work with this stuff. This is my passion. And I can't imagine what it'd be like to have to figure out what it's like to be inundated with 100,000 comics, original artwork, all this stuff. So I told Justine, when I met Justine and Bree at Heroes, I told them, I'm like, anything I can do to help my knowledge, my ability to maybe sell, there was talk. I made the idea. I said, maybe a live claim sale with some of his books. Like, the people that love the channel could own some of the stuff that was his, that is comic collection. Because, like, what do you do when you have 100,000 comics and you don't know anything about comics? And I don't want to see them get ripped off at all. So whatever I can do to help, but a lot of stuff in the planning. We're going to start with the Eddie P Con. But yes, this Sunday, a recorded chat with the Piskers is going up on the channel. The Swaggle House podcast, the interview with Swaggle House, will be out next Monday on Direct Edition, which, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It is my next passion project is to grow the podcast. The YouTube channel, we've got a kind of rhythm. We know what we're doing. We're going to do more interviews and more top 10 lists of maybe my favorite Todd McFarlane splash pages, or maybe my favorite Sienkiewicz covers, and garage sales and all that good stuff. Oh, hey, Holly. Team Margese. Hey, look, there's a lack of kindness in this world in general. So if I can do what I can do to help, and it's just what I can do. I don't know how to speak to some of this stuff. I just do action, But I really appreciate anybody who's going to come to the con. Please come say hello. I know Andy's going to be there. I'm trying to convince Rob to come, but it's not easy, because he's wanted in Pittsburgh for stealing comics from homeless shelters. I'm just kidding. Rob's not wanted by anybody except his friends and family. I don't know. I'm trying to create drama, because there was talk about drama. I don't know what the drama is, so no drama. Only the drama is a really good movie. But anyway, so I'll be down in Pittsburgh. He robbed the orphanage, and then he sold the comics. But yeah, I'm really excited to share this chat I had with Mickey and we talked a lot about music and movies and music videos and good stuff like that. But what else? There was it's very interesting how I'm trying to like grasp ways to do some new videos, and that top 10 list of McFarlane covers was like, oh well, this is kind of my wheelhouse, exactly my wheelhouse. So we'll see what the future holds. We're going to New Orleans Comic Con this weekend. Holly, I haven't been to New Orleans since 2018. But I've been in that city a bunch of times. I was there kind of bookend, right? The first time I was there, I was not a drinker. I went to the Royal Rumble in like 2000, maybe 2001. And then after that, when I started drinking and I went there for work, I barely remember those times because alcoholics traditionally do not remember when they drink everything in a city. But then the last time I was there was, after I got sober, and I had a great time. I'd like to go back. It's just, it's one of those cities. It's always expensive to fly to New Orleans from anywhere outside the South, even though my cousin does live there, but it's a beautiful city. All right, Marsh. Well, I'll be at the con. My next con that I'm going to, I will be at Rose City probably on Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. And then that'll be the last con I go to this year, unless I go to Tokyo. And then I'll be, you can catch me at OAX in January. Yeah, Matt, it's not going to be an easy, I mean, it's not like it's a hard task. It's just some of those books are expensive. 316, Hulk 340, and Batman 423 are the expensive ones. Obviously, Spider-Man 1, I got plenty of copies. You can find those everywhere. The Spawn, I only showed the Spawns off on the pre-list. If I do a list of McFarlane covers that fall out of, like, maybe that fall into the other categories, then you'll see some stuff that's a little more expensive or just hard to find. Like his, where is it? I have a copy of the Comics Journal where he draws the severed head of Gary Groth. It's like tougher to find these days. It's not even like super expensive. It's just tough to find. Oh, by the way, I got a package today, and it came from a faraway land, and it had like a little thumb drive in it, and it was from Comic Tim, and there's a video he wants me to show, so we'll wait a little bit into that before I ruin your nights with the Comic Tim video. I just picked up. Oh, I love the assassination plot. It's whatever. Love that storyline. Do a late night hate-filled rant on artists' worst covers. I mean, oh God, you want to see the worst cover I've ever seen? I have a picture of it on my phone because I was showing it to somebody the other day. And it's possibly the worst comic book cover of a character that should never be drawn terribly. And that is a Witchblade cover that Tony Daniel did. And I'm pretty sure that Tony Daniel was fucking drunk when he did this cover. And give me 1 second. Let me put this up on the screen. You guys really want to see something terrible. And Tony Daniel's a great artist. So I don't know. But we'll show this off right here. Where are we? Okay. So that's Witchblade 79. First off, she looks like she's 8 years old. Second off, what's with this hair? Why does she have it's like she's wearing a wig on top of her hair. Okay. What the fuck is happening down here? Her legs it's like sticks. Like, no offense to anybody. Don't take offense to this, but this looks like somebody that might have been like if Witchblade was aborted, but was still born and lived. That's what this looks like. Oh, Tyler, you shut up. This thing is the worst. Like, yeah, Pinocchio, like growing out of her torso. She's built like the worms from Men in Black. I mean, like, look, Tony Daniel's a great artist with a great career. And I'm sure if we were to get him on stream, he'd be like, "Yeah, I was drunk," or I was huffing car fumes. We got your skinny girls here in the I mean, like, what is this? But it's not even like she is deformed. Her rib, like her breasts are, she's got breast implants, clearly, right? She's got oh, sorry. She's clearly has breast implants. I ain't got nothing against that. They are terrible implants. What sternum, what rib cage, what's happening here? And then she's got no, like, I don't know. It's like somebody ripped off the legs off an action figure and then jammed two sticks into the bottom of a Witchblade action figure of an 8-year-old. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Matt. How does anybody involved in Top Cow say this is okay? This is okay. You can't pin that. It's like her hip is out of the pot. It's exactly what it's like. That right leg is like it's like nothing about. I could say some really like off-color things, but I'll just stick to like what the fuck is this? Anyway, there you go. Rob, you got me to do a rant about the worst cover I've ever seen. Like, and this is, there are bad covers, there's plenty of them out there, but this is one of those ones that that probably no, like I'd never seen this book before. I had gotten this collection that had Witchblade like 1 through 128 or something like that. This was like a year ago. And I it's funny, I sent this to a friend of mine who worked for Top Cow, and he's just like, I don't know. I don't know. Well, this is Matt. This is also, this book is probably what, 1999, 2000 something, 2004. So this is 20 years ago. I mean, there are some bad covers out there. Stuff slips by. There's also like deadline issues. I don't, and Tyler will get all of my pushback on the Frank Miller stuff because Frank Miller's doing outsider art at this point. But I don't care what anybody says. Like what they're putting on, the like whatever Marvel's putting on, like Marvel's doing it because I guess they're contractually obliged, and Frank Miller's just doing what he wants. We are still, and I'm still going to harp on this, we are lucky that Frank Miller is still with us, and that's all I'm happy about. 1990 is to me. What's going on, Michael? We're looking at somebody mentioned worst comic cover. I should do a rant, and I just happen to have a picture of this on my phone. Well, this is definitely one of the worst comics covers I've ever seen. Also, what's going on behind? It's like they designed a thing that has arms, but is it her? Because Witchblade only has the one. I don't fucking know. Mark Silvestri, come on, let's go. He does. Tyler, it doesn't matter if it's terrible or not. It got put onto a comic cover and it got people talking about it. You know how many people probably bought that book because of that? I sure did. That's not the best Wolverine, but it's fucking wild. Look, Tyler, in today's world where if you look at most of the cover art and it's just like, with the exception of Peach and a couple other cover artists, like it's just boring. And even Peach can get kind of mundane. I would never call her art boring, but maybe mundane. Even J. Scott Campbell's covers are all the fucking same. At least Frank Miller's just doing whatever. I don't think it's a great piece of art, but I'm going to keep talking about it because it's like, I like shit that goes against the grain like that. His best cover of recent of those first like 10 covers, in my opinion, was the Hulk one. I really liked the Hulk one, and I really liked the Moon Knight one too. What's going on, Yevgeny? It's going good. We're just talking about this terrible 20-year-old Tony Daniel cover. She is about to hatch an alien. Just like Adam Sandler's that. Yes, exactly. Yeah. He just releases whatever he wants, and fuck it. It's still more striking than most of the covers that come out. Well, yeah, sure. I'm not going to disagree with you on that, but still love it. Smallwood's a great artist, yeah, and I feel like they don't overuse him. So when he releases something, I could be wrong because I don't buy a ton of new Marvel, but every time I see one, I know who I'm looking at, or like the Human Target stuff. This is who Frank Miller is now, and he's still alive. That's all that matters. Like, he went through a lot of shit. He got sick. He was, he had his problem with substances, and had a bunch of bad books come out, specifically Holy Terror. But I still like looking at his art. Yeah, yep, totally. Hey, Paul, how you doing? From down under. Oh wait, Paul, I'm confusing with someone else. Frank Miller, Scrooge McDuck was bananas. Yeah, I still need to pick one of those up, Joe. I still do. Can you please take this cover up the screen? I'm fine, Andrew. There we go. Oh man. So, speaking of Andrew, we still have, I'd say, about 20 so copies of the Many Faces of Jack Kirby left. They are 30 shipped individually. If you are buying it with some other books, they're just 25. A portion of the proceeds goes to the Kirby Museum and Research Center. We worked really hard on this. Andrew worked really hard on it. I'd love to sell you some copies, so you can always hit me up on Instagram. But do me a favor, don't be one of these people that hits me up saying they want one and then just ghost me. That you just say nothing. You don't have to pretend you want to order one. You're wasting my time if you do so. I haven't read anything of his in his newer stuff, so we still have 25 years of look. Sin City is one of my favorite books of all time. Yes, so the Many Faces of Jack Kirby, you can hit me up. So let's talk about a couple of Kickstarters. Oh yeah, how much of that glut of variants Marvel pushing out these days? Time constraints for artists, forcing them to try and true formulas. I mean, I don't think you're wrong on that. What they're trying to sell these days, they're trying to sell variants, and it's just like, but I am still reading stuff that I like from the big two. Actually, I'm just really reading Batman Dark Age because All Reds and Mark Russell have been killing it on that series. That's really all from the big two I'm reading. Hello there. Oh yeah, that is okay. Yeah, Paul. See, my memory works. Hello there. Distillery, though, obviously, I'm a champion for Distillery, and I'm reading. What am I reading right now? I'm reading WYSIWYG, and I'm reading Search and Destroy from Fantagraphics. Reading Batman Dark Age. I just recently read Canary. Thank you to Mr. Derek for sending that my way. But speaking of reading, let's take a look. There's two Kickstarters I want to talk about. Two people that I absolutely champion for their art and what they put out in comics. First, okay, we've got the currently going on Lady Mechanica, Devil in the Lake 3 and 4 from my buddy Joe Benitez, MM Chen, and Sia And so this is part 2. They did a Kickstarter for this, I guess it was about a year or so ago. And it's already fully funded in like what? It's been 5 days, and they've already got 72K. But some great covers that you could choose from. You can just support it and get the digital. But man, Joe's been kicking ass on this series for years now. And so he wrote it with with Marcia. Sia doing the art. She fucking kills it. You got your colorist, Sabine Rich, Mike Garcia, Beth Sotelo. Letters by Mike Heisler. And then you got covers by Sia. I backed, there's Joe's cover. There's the connecting cover from 1 and 2. Big fandom right here from Bryce. Jamie Tyndall does a cover. There's the Sia and Benitez cover. I mean, this is the way to go these days. Like, you can no longer rely on publishers to be doing the work. And this is what I ordered. are the David Finch and Joe doing a cover, because I believe they worked on it together on the live stream. And so I backed this one. And I'm always happy to throw money to my buddy Joe, but lots of different ways to support it. There's a link in the description below. If you have some extra money and you can back this, I'd appreciate it. I know Joe would. And speaking of the man, he's there right now. Yes, thank you, Mr. Joseph Benitez. I've known Joe since 2010, a good decade and a half now, and I've supported him since. And he saved me from 3 burning buildings in one night. I don't know what was happening, but he definitely did do that. 100%, Sean. It's out of hand. 2009, yeah. So we've known each other for 15 fucking years. That's long time. Sia has been kicking ass and taking names, and yeah, I'm excited to check this out and get the story finished up. What's going on, Mr. Mike? Glad to hear it. Hope Tampa's treating you well. So yes, the link is in the description below, and if you back this, you will be my hero, and you'll be Joe's hero, and you'll be a hero of the world of comics and backing independent creators with their creations. Like, I remember Joe, me and Joe have talked about this publicly. Like, he was telling me about this book before he put out the first issue and was really excited. And, there have been some attempts at some steampunk comics, but Joe's the first one to really put a steampunk character on the map. And Joe's been working his ass off in the comics industry for a long time. So there we go. There's that Kickstarter. So once again, links in the description below. It'll be there even if you're watching this on the replay. And yeah, let's get that. Let's get some of those. What do they call them? What the hell are those called? Achievements? Not achievements. This is not a video game. This is not a game. This is real life. What the hell is it called? Unlockables. Oh yeah, bonus items. So we're almost at the trading card. The magnet will come at 90K. I have the old magnet on my fridge right now, and then the La Dama de la Muerte trading card. It's the Lady of the Day of the Dead. I don't know, man. Bonuses. Boners. So that's coming to a close in 24 days. So you still have time. Let's see if anybody backed it since we've been looking at it. I like to put the pressure on and see. No. What are you people doing? All right, let's look at the next Kickstarter I want to talk about very quickly. This one has not, and thank you, Joe. And I'll have Joe back on sooner than later. But I want to let Joe finish up what he's got to do, because Papa got to eat. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. All right, so let's look at the next Kickstarter I want to talk about from another friend of mine. That would be Mr. Food One, Jim Mafood, with Defective Comics presents Savage Street Vigilante. Now, this doesn't go live until October, I believe, but you can go on your Kickstarter account now and you can save it like I did, because it says you see saved. It's like you can be Jim Mafood Jesus and save. Does that make any sense? Anyway, what this is, and Jim, if you don't know Jim, creator of, I almost just said Tank Girl, creator of Girl Scouts, also worked on Tank Girl, and also tons of other stuff like Generation X, and Girl Scouts is his creator-owned book, but now he's bringing Defective Comics presents Savage Street Vigilante, not a Batman book. But he showed off some of the art, and if you don't know, Jim's doing a show now with Sean Crystal, Ink Pulp Live, I think it's every other Wednesday. It's kind of like, unfortunately, it goes hand in hand with West Coast Wednesdave, but it usually wraps up before I go live. And what Sean and Jim do, they pick a topic and they draw live, and sometimes they auction that stuff off. Well, Jim's been showing off some art from this book, Savage Street Vigilante, which looks fucking amazing. And if you want a cool little underground independent, not Batman book, then this is the one that you're going to want. This especially when you see like his art. It's chaotic in the best way possible, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a one-shot book. It's not going to be too many frills on this one. It's just going to be like back it and maybe like one or two tiers, if that. But you got to save it to know when it goes live. I'll have Jim back on the show. We'll talk about it once it goes live, or right before it goes live, so that when it launches, y'all can back it. I'll be backing that shit. Okay. So, and that's the discussion of the day in general is, look, it's great to buy comics from your local comic book store, right? Gotta support the comic stores so they stay in business. I wouldn't say it's great to support the big two, because we all fucking know that Marvel doesn't need any money. They could literally just take little bit of that MCU money and sprinkle it around the comics, but they decide not to, because that's not what they want to focus on. You can buy Dark Horse, you can buy Image, you can buy Boom, you could support Distillery, you could support all of these indie companies, because more money is going to go to the creator anyway, and that money will actually be put to use. But at the core of it, now that we're really deep into the era of backing and doing self-published and doing crowdfunding, this is actually the best model. I mean, I do know Kickstarter takes a pretty heavy portion. So some people look at other ones, Backer Kit, I think, and Goop or Whoop or Loop or whatever. But this is still the best way to support the creator, because you are cutting out the middleman, the publisher. They are self-published. They're going to do all the work. They're going to give it to you. It's going to come to your doorstep. You're going to enjoy it, or maybe you won't, but at least you'll have a chance to enjoy it. I can't say that every creator-owned backed project is going to be great, but for the ones I've done, and I can show you guys what I've backed since, by the way, the link for Jim's is down below. So please just log into your account, hit the save, and let's get it going. But I'll show you guys what I've backed since I started doing Kickstarter. It's not a ton, but let's see. Okay, you guys can see that. I don't even care if you saw how much I spent. The Joe Jesco thing, I ended up selling that and just breaking even on it, so it doesn't matter. Whatever. I backed a toy by Alex Pardee, Skin Crawl Magazine, Mechanica Monster of the Ministry, Mechanica Devil in the Lake, the Kelly Jones Matt Wagner Dracula, which is shipping like almost immediately, pretty soon. Jimmy Palmiotti did Fantasima. I backed that. Extremity from Daniel Warren Johnson, the signature edition. I did that. And then I backed Mickey Swagglehouse's Sanity. And then obviously Lady Mechanica now. So like, this is the best way to really support creators if they're going to go this route. Definitely, Evgeny. Exactly. I put my comic money where my comic mouth is. Daniel Warren Johnson's going to be doing another Kickstarter coming up soon. It's going to be for an art of Daniel Warren Johnson. So I guess it's going to be kind of like, I don't think it's going to be a huge book. I think it's going to be a hardcover book, like a little bit oversized. But it's just, you know, your money's going to the right place. And there have obviously been instances where, you know, shit takes too long. And sometimes it's out of people's controls, you know, printing and all that. But I don't mind. I mean, look, and not everybody can just buy whatever they want, and neither can I. Otherwise, I would own, you know, millions of dollars of Todd McFarlane art, but I don't have that kind of money. Yes, Andy, the Daniel DWJ is going to be doing it with Flesk, and I think they said that it's already done, or it's close to being done. So yeah. I know people enjoy the Flesk books, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, this is the best way to really support the creator, other than, you know, either going to a con and buying art directly, or commission, or buying books from them direct. But, you know, there are so many people out there that are creating great stuff, and it's impossible to read it all and know about it all. But if I can use this channel to bring some more awareness to a creator that I support, or that I advocate for supporting, then I will. And so Joe, Benitez and Lady Mechanica, the links down below. And for our buddy Food One, Jim of Food, he is also, you can pre-save that in the link below as well. So those are just two things I wanted to promote. I am getting no kickback, no percentage. Maybe Joe will take me out for a nice hot dog dinner next time I go to Southern California, or tacos. And Jim will, he's just a cool guy, right? Even just being aware of the great new stuff is a challenge. Yes, 100%. I'm not even friendly with him. I just know him. Comic Tropes, Chris does a really good job of keeping people up to speed on comic news. He puts together his PowerPoint presentation and does like a 4-hour live show. But I try to at least go into my LCS and talk and hear about what's coming out. And then, you just follow the creators that you like on social, and a lot of them do a good job. I mean, it's one of the pitfalls of just existing in an online world. I've been struggling with it a lot lately, is just trying to promote the things that I'm doing. Like, the channel has been going great since the Todd McFarlane interview and the Matt Nelson interview. Like, the channel's been growing steadily. I got my 15 seconds, which propelled the channel into a little bit more notoriety. But the last couple weeks, videos have been doing really good, and it helps. It brings new people to the channel. Some leave, some stick around. Some people think I'm an idiot that fucking handle comics like a chode, and I say, just shut up, man. And then I get my Dave Andrinos, but now I'm trying to promote the podcast, trying to get guests on. That becomes a tough thing with social media. Just like I posted, and this is not like a Cry Me a River type thing, but I posted a reel today on Instagram on Direct Edition, and it got viewed by 41 people. But then the last reel I posted got viewed by 5 times that. So I don't understand these things, and I can't begin to, but I can just keep putting out what I believe is quality content. That's all I can do. And if people enjoy it, that's great. And if they want to hear stuff like drama between a bunch of fucking chody childs like YouTubers that don't really talk about comics, they just talk about hot books. That's, if that's what you like, Phil Donahue was popular for a reason. It's the same shit. I'm here to talk about comics and probably have a little fun while I'm doing so. I am an idiot that handles comics like a chode, and I love every little bit of it. Aw, thanks, Manouche. Lucha Libre in the house. I follow Carrie Andrews, and he's very active with his messages. That dude's got some great art. I love, like, you could tell he's a kid of the 90s too, and influenced by the same, people that we all love in the 90s. And I dig it. And he's Canadian. So, and I know he lives up by Vancouver. I should probably, I need to read more of his stuff, like the Spider-Man Reign stuff. And then I would love to chat with him. I just, I don't like the idea of doing an interview with somebody that I'm not familiar with. I want to be respectful and do my research. If that's true, Andy. Phil Donahue. All right. I am. I haven't read a Jeff Lemire book in a while, not for any reason, but I read Sweet Tooth as it was coming out. I fucking love that book. I read Underwater Welder, right? That was him. Or am I thinking of Matt Kint? No, Underwater Welder was him. Oh my God. Underwater Welder. If you've never read that, that's a great book. Spooky. Fantastic book. You're old too. I find most of my favorite artists are McFarlane-esque. Yeah, or at least influenced by that era. I mean, it's funny, I feel like I asked Otley once if he was a big Larson fan, because I see Larson in his work, and he said, well, yeah, but he was more McFarlane. So it's that 90s stuff, but I'm interested in comics history big time. Comics history is just extremely interesting to me, and trying to get have good conversations with people about it. I like John Boy, and then obviously DWJ. You know, I think what's going to happen. I've been preaching the gospel of DWJ now for a year on this channel, ever since I read Murder Falcon and then went and read all of his stuff. DWJ, he's big, he's great, he's changing comics, but I still feel a lot of people have not read his stuff. And I implore everybody, pick up either Transformers, Murder Falcon, do a Power Bomb, Extremity, which is kind of his opus. You know, it's huge. Although I think Duo Power Bomb's my favorite. Although Murder Falcon, you know, very emotional story. His Beta Ray Bill story was fantastic. I have not read Wonder Woman Dead Earth yet, but I just finished reading his first one, Space Mullet. And he's also like such a friendly fucking dude. Yes, great book. Marlo Thomas smiled so hard when you mentioned Phil Donahue. Her plastic surgery. Ooh, a magnum opus. All right, guys. Here's what I didn't want to tell you, but I do have to show this video that Comic Tim sent me. I think he's somewhere else in the world, but bear with me. It's only like 2 minutes. Whoa. This truly is a magical land of leprechauns. It's like that movie. The one. He lives in the Highland. Or something. But, man, that's a castle, man. Man, I wonder if He-Man lives there, man. Whoa. So it's just taking a little walk. Trying to figure out where Miss Terry went off to. Maybe she's with Very Fine Collectible Guy. Also, walking around the ancestral home of Groot. Yeah, man, right there. Whoa. So check out that castle, guys. I think I know where Very Fine Collectible Guy went, but oh my God. Back there, man. It's Dr. Hoomst. That's in one of his, retarders. Right, man? Well, we should go check it out. All right, man. Whoa, man. Where am I? Oh, man. I know where I am. I'm in the home of the big monster that lives in Ireland. What's that? Bessie, yeah. Yeah, this is Loch Bess, I believe. That's what it's called. I'm looking for Bessie. Have you seen Bessie, man? Wow. I wonder if I can find her if I dive in there. Why don't I go find out? Whoa! I don't even know when he went to Scotland. He called it Ireland. I'm sorry that if he said anything offensive to anybody, I'm not responsible. He just asked me to play that video. And that's it just happens. I cannot stop Comic Tim. It's just an unmovable force. Yes, I would love to, if Danny Warren Johnson had a hand in doing some screenwriting for Transformer GI Joes or just either of those. I don't know, Tyler. I'm sorry. Yeah. He said it. I don't know. There's more of that footage too. He sent me. I gotta sparse it out. I don't want to ruin the channel by playing too much Comic Tim stuff. Yes, what Comic Tim asks, I provide. Luckily the Scottish people were very kind to him. They just treated him very special. Yeah. Who knows? I haven't seen him in a while. Comic Tim hasn't been on the channel in a while. That's a good thing, at least live. He did invade himself into the Todd McFarlane covers video. Did everybody enjoy that? Like, are there any new subscribers that might have watched that video and that was their first video? I love getting feedback for this stuff, but probably do some more videos like that of different of different artists or different, McFarlane facets. The victims of Comic Tim just assume he's sped and yeah, exactly. Special. Yeah. Shit. I lost my train of thought. Choo-choo. Oh yeah, I'm gonna save the MCU. Um has everybody seen Deadpool Marvel yet? Deadpool Marvel, Deadpool Wolverine. It was a lot of fun. I gotta see it again because I laughed a lot and I missed some of that dialogue, which means I missed a couple of jokes. Oh, that's cool. Oh, great. Well, there we go. You got to watch the Todd McFarlane interview then, because that is the pinnacle of the Todd McFarlane videos on this channel. But there are like 5 now proper Todd videos. The first episode of West Coast or Sunday Sit Down was a flip through of the artist edition, which I will probably do some of those kind of videos again. I may pick up the Killing Joke artist edition and do a flip through of that when it comes out it's like a month and a half. The book is huge though. People are saying it's bigger than most of the artist editions. Oh, I thought you were talking about my video. I mean, the plot of the movie is whatever, but it was fun. That's all I wanted. Michael, and I'm hesitant to make top 10 videos because they have to be top 10s in a way that are interesting to me, like doing hot books or even like something surface level. And I don't mean physically, because obviously a cover is technically surface, but it's got to be something that I'm like truly interested in. I don't want, and I don't think this is this would be lost on anybody, but I don't want to make videos that don't interest me. For me, this is the first time it felt like he understood Wolverine. I mean, I think, yeah, I can see that. That fun wasn't fun anymore. Yeah, it was hella fun. I mean, the plot was whatever, but hella fun. And the cameos were great. The cameos didn't like, I would have enjoyed that movie without the cameos, but the cameos obviously add to an enjoyment factor. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, there you go. I mean, Wolverine, we're just lucky that we got what 5, 6, 7, 8 movies with Wolverine, X-Men, X2, X3, Days of Future Past. He's got a cameo in First Class, Wolverine Origins, which is not really much of a movie. The Wolverine Logan. Oh, this is ninth Hugh Jackman Wolverine movie. It's going to be hard if they ever really do have to recast him. It's going to be really hard. Like, it doesn't matter even if they cast somebody that's great. It's going to be hard to unknow Wolverine and Hugh Jackman as the same. But I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that it wasn't like super tethered to other things in the MCU. It was just what it was. I do want to know why Thor was crying. And there you go. Yeah, there was that cameo. If people haven't seen it, I won't spoil. I mean, like most people said that I've talked to that haven't seen the movie already had the cameo spoiled, but I could see that too. That is true. I didn't have that thought. Like, I was lost in the moment of that movie in the best way possible. Oh, guys. Okay. If you haven't backed if you want to back the Benitez Kickstarter, I'm going to put a new link in the description below. That's a referral link that if you hold on one sec. I gotta undo that. What did I just do here? Oh, okay. A referral link. So if you I can't fix it. Damn it. I can't fix it. How do I put a link in the comments that but I have to. All right, forget it. I'll just put it down here, but I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think you're gonna be able to click this link, but if you can, and you want to back it, click it or copy it and paste it. All right. Not to spoil anything for those who haven't seen it, but they totally got me on the one cameo. I think I know who you're talking about. Gambit's accent was pretty funny. There's a spoiler there. Daniel Radcliffe for Wolverine. I always enjoyed seeing that. What's up, Marco? Random question. What bag and board sizes do you use for your books, brand, Comic Pro line? I use silver regular bags, so it's silver/regular. And then I use 28-point boards. And you can get those right at Comic Pro line. And if you're using Comic Pro line, they give me a little discount code, which is called the Avengers. I don't get any kickback, but I think you get like 10 Canadian, so $7 off. Yeah, there you go. Click link in the comments, it seems. Yeah, but this one's a referral one where I get a free comic if somebody uses my link, and then I would just give that comic out. So it's free comics for everybody. Yes, it's a Jaws cameo, but James Bond Jaws, not the shark. But I'm interested to see where they go with this Downey Jr. thing. I'm not going to even come close to I don't hate on this stuff. Like, if I don't like a decision they made or a movie, all right, cool. I didn't like it, but I can always find something I do like. And if you listen to my new podcast, you'll hear me talk about that. Please do. Yeah, 56 are good too. I don't go super thick. That's what she said. But I think anything 28 or above is fine. Anything else you might as well just use two boards, right? So but I'm excited to see where they go. What's coming out next? What else comes out this year? So, oh yeah, Joker, Folia D. I'm excited for that. I like seeing. I'm a big Batman fan. You might have guessed, maybe you know, but I like seeing the Elseworld stuff. So I like seeing them do stories that don't have shit to do with continuity. You can kind of do what you want, and Joker is just another. It's an Elseworld, and I'm excited to see what they do with this weird musical. Have I ever seen or read Dope Rider? No, I have not. Is that like a takeoff of Ghost Rider, except he's just full of weed? Ghost Rider, motorcycle hero. By the way, link in the description for Direct Edition podcast. I need you to subscribe. I need you to subscribe because if you do, something good will happen. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers here on the channel. I'm going to add. Oh, you know what? I'm adding another giveaway prize, and it's going to be a Japanese manga edition of Hip Hop Family Tree. So that goes with the McFarlane book and the Mark Bagley Carnage piece. So I'm going to be doing a big show when I hit 5,000 subscribers. And I'm going to be giving away a bunch of stuff. I'll have some guests. So share the channel, share it with friends, and it would be awesome. I'm about a quarter of the way there from 4,000. A little bit more. We did get the song. First appeared in High Times magazine in the 70s. It's a stoner druggy stuff. It's more my speed than yours, but I like the idea of that. They're re-releasing the Batman in the theaters. Oh, that's right. Hello, William. I hope everything went well today. Yeah, I just saw that like an hour ago. I really loved Matt Reeves' Batman. I think here's the thing about the Batman that most people, when I bring this to their attention, they're like, oh, you're right. The thing about Matt Reeves is the Batman that kind of elevates it almost above every other Batman movie that's ever been done for this reason. It's the first Batman movie where he narrates himself, where you're hearing his thought bubbles. You're hearing him do what he does best. He goes through the case or he just talks. Like, that's the thing I love about Batman is the internal monologue where you're hearing his thought process. It happens in the first 15 minutes of the movie and it sets the tone for why that movie is so fucking good. Pattinson, I was having this conversation earlier or either late last week or earlier this week about the Twilight and Potter casts and how specifically Radcliffe and Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson have all taken these, cool, interesting, different roles since they rose to fame in those franchises. And even Pattinson was in both. And Radcliffe probably, for me, stands head and shoulders above them because of some of the movies that that he's done, like Swiss Army Man. But Pattinson has surprised me at every turn, and I think him as a young Bruce Wayne and a young Batman, and Matt Reeves gets it. Matt Reeves gets that world. I mean, casting Colin Farrell as the Penguin was a fucking left field, and with the makeup and the way that he talks, it's perfect for, you can't go the Danny DeVito route. Danny DeVito already went the Danny DeVito route. We got that version. So you got to come up with a different way. And Colin Farrell, man, nails it. Yeah, that is the most obscure McFarlane piece besides the Comics Journal. I forget the number, but it's his first published fan art. Oh, it's Paul Kirshner. Okay. I'll have to look into it, Michael, if I ever come across any high times, especially. Hello, Bob. Greetings from 2 hours ago. It's actually, yes, 2 hours. No, it's 2 hours later. Here's the thing. But he fights in slow motion and he has a stiff neck. George, it happens. Pattinson, VA work. His voiceover work in The Boy and the Blue Heron was phenomenal. I didn't even know that he did that, Leon. I think the first role that I watched him in that I was like, it was that movie, The Rover. And then Good Time. Fuck, he was amazing in Good Time with the Safdie brothers first movie with the one before Uncut Gems. So good. So weird, so fucking wild. But yeah, I might go. Maybe I'll go see the Batman in theaters, and its re-release just to see it in theaters again. I've seen that movie a lot. I would say out of all the comic book movies that exist, I think the ones that I watch the most are the Batman movies, whether it be the Nolans, whether it be the Burtons. Don't really give too much replay value to the Schumacher. The soundtracks were better than the movies, although Jim Carrey as the Riddler's great. But it was like half in the bag, that movie. And then obviously the animated series. So I love rewatching all Batman stuff. And even a little bit of the 60s Adam West, Mayor Adam Wee movies. And I have been watching The Cape Crusader. People are saying they're disappointed in it. I'm like, you cannot compare any Batman the animated series that is not the animated series to the anime. Like, nothing compares to the Kevin Conroy, Mark. Like, it doesn't matter who you put in that fucking show. It doesn't matter what it looks like, and it does not matter what the story content is. You cannot beat the best. It will never happen. Oh, The Lighthouse. Well, yes, The Lighthouse was more recent. And yes, he was fucking amazing in The Lighthouse. It is pretty good. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's just like when you compare it to the original, it's like, that's not fair. What up, X? I dig what they did with I see. And here's the other thing about Batman. I don't think that anybody could dispute the thing about Batman as a character and the Batman universe is it's always open to interpretation. You can always take the ethos of the character or the characteristics of the character and change everything else. Just like what they did with Harley in the new animated series, just like what they did with the Penguin, the ethos of that character feels the same, even though the character's different. It's why I love Elseworlds so much. It's because it is the best comic character and comic universe character, whatever, that's open to interpretation. One of my favorite Batman stories is, hold on. Nope. I already packed up my graphic novels. One of my favorite Batman Elseworld stories, and one of my favorite Batman stories, period, is the Red Rain, Crimson Mist, Bloodstorm, Kelly Jones, Doug Munch, Batman Dracula series. It's the animated series for adults. There you go. Okay, don't hate me, Josh. I never watched Justice League. I never watched it. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. It's a ton of. Yes, there you go. There you go. I can't wait to watch it again. Like I've been, watching an episode a day or every 2 days, but I'm gonna watch it all again. Yeah, no, they are totally goofy. I think you know what it is. It's just it went campier than Burton, and I didn't want campy after Burton. I wanted what we got after. I wanted the Christopher Nolan type or the animated type, where it was a little more serious because Burton was serious but more campy serious. Oh, have they? I don't know. I just I can't keep up with monthly books. I just can't. Batman's always drawn great, but I like better story. I know the art's never, when you already have the best Batman artists, you already have years of Neil Adams, you already have Tim Sale, you already have Todd or Jim Lee. Like, there's nobody working right now, save for maybe like one or two artists that I'd ever need to see do Batman. Even Capullo was better than, so I'm more interested in good story. I've been enjoying Dark Age. I don't know if y'all are reading it, but oh yeah, what, the Absolute Power thing? They're rebooting DC again. Or do you mean like movie wise? Because yeah, we got Jimmy Gunn, good old Jimmy Gunn, who's rebooting the DC universe. But I think you mean comics. It's just a ploy. I don't understand. Comics doesn't make sense to me. The big two, they could be doing so much more. Like, and I bet most people have had this conversation in recent times. Why don't these comic companies install pop-up shops in movie theaters? You have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people going to see Deadpool Wolverine this last 2 weeks. What if you would put facsimile copies of New Mutants 98, Hulk 181, Wolverine miniseries trade paperback, and pick a Deadpool trade paperback, and you put those next to the fucking popcorn? They'd end up actually being cheaper than the fucking food, and everybody would make money, and there would be more comics out there. But no, they don't. Like, why? For thick Batman, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I can see what there is to appreciate. The soundtracks of both of those movies are fantastic. Okay, so Joker 2 comes out, whatever, in a month and a half, 2 months. You have a chance to put Mad Love, 25 copies in every movie theater that's playing it, and make it a special price. Maybe do the digest size like they're doing now. Make it $10. $10, and boom, you'd sell a bunch. That is true. People don't want books. They want popcorn buckets. I will say I did see the Deadpool zombie head popcorn bucket. It's great, but there's like Funko Pops. You're just going to be sick of looking at them when you have 47 of them in 2 years. And you're like, why I'll never eat this much popcorn. It's not even a stretch. Eli, it's not even that much of a stretch. But yeah, he's right. You'd think, yeah, like it literally. And how about this? Marvel and DC send those to the theaters. They send a case. If they don't sell them, send them back to us, and we'll ship them to a comic book store. Like, what? Why? Have no good idea? They're already shitting out facsimiles. Just put them out, yeah, or put them out for free. Fuck it. Take your $600 million in profit and give out some free comics. And then maybe, you might make a comics fan. Oh my God. But people don't like to read. Kids do, though. Kids like to read more than adults. That's actually a fact. Why do you think so many stupid fucking states in this country ban books? Because kids like to read them. And if they read them and they expand their mind, oh my God, they might resent the system. Anyway, I'm a nobody. yeah, so that's me on my preaching soapbox of literacy and, you know, things that are dangerous for society. Did they? I don't remember. I'm trying to even think what movie theater I went to see it. It was somewhere in Seattle. That's way movies are way they are, and all movie posters art extinct. Yeah, yeah, it's a lost art. They're all that's why the alternative movie poster kind of vibe picked up because movie poster lost its character. I'm old enough to remember. Remember when they gave out those rings for the Phantom movie? Yeah, the purple ring. I might actually, Matt, I might still have one in. I have like it's literally labeled a random box of shit. I do remember that 100%. Or package them with some really expensive shoes in a giant box that's slabbed. Yeah, yeah. Let's look. I'm not going to sit here and play preachy Dave, don't give in to the corporations, but Jesus Christ, be smarter, people. Sex, drugs, and violence exists in the Bible. This is true. And also, Xavier, like, they use the Bible to like pretend that all of this other stuff is bad, but then it's in the Bible. It doesn't. Hypocrisy 101. Your 10-year-old grandson reads constantly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the whole thing. It's just kids are reading. And reading is very powerful. You know, it doesn't matter what you're reading. Like the more you read, like, and I don't mean this in like a political way, but the more you read, the more power you have because knowledge is power. And yeah, kids, you should be giving kids books for free. Like you should be giving kids books, for free. Daughter's 24 now, but has always been an avid reader like me. Reading is fundamental. Fundamental. So I was not a big reader in my early 20s, and you're going to laugh, or maybe you won't. But the book that got me to really enjoy reading was something simple. It was it was the Da Vinci Code. And I read that and I was like, oh man, I forgot how much I enjoy getting into a book. And this was like, I took a break from like reading books, and that was the first like novel I picked up. And I don't read as many novels as I used to. I read a shit ton of comics, but I'm still reading, you know. And every once in a while, I'll pick up a book and I'll forget how much I enjoy reading just a prose book without the pictures. But yeah, reading's a powerful tool, and I think advocating for people to read more, and if it's comics or if it's not. But I think it would be a great idea for these big two to spend, what would it cost them to put 24 copies of Mad Love in 3,000 movie theaters? Let's see. Hey Siri, what's 24 times 3,000?
That would be 72,000.
All right, let's say each book costs them $2 to make. That's $144,000 to put those comics in movie theaters. Or just make a cheap free comic book day version. And yeah, I actually found a big little Doctor Strange book for him. I remember when they used to make every once in a while I run into those big little Marvel books. See, that's the thing. Like that was one of those books that came out, and it was like it was before the movie was ever a thing, and people were talking about like this is a great, and it is. It's a fun book. It's not like higher, it's not like high literacy. But every once in a while, like a book would come across in the zeitgeist. It's kind of me and Mickey Swagglehouse talked about a version of this on the podcast today that we recorded about how like in the 90s and the late 80s, my generation, the 40 somethings, we're like the most fortunate generation when it comes to like everybody kind of being into all of these things at the same time. Like, I guess the idea of a water cooler thing, MTV was so popular that everybody knew the Enter Sandman video, and everybody knew Enter Sandman when it came out because it was a huge hit. And everybody went to go see Jurassic Park, and we all talked about it, and everybody went to the theater to see it. And so the Da Vinci Code was one of those last books that I can remember that people, everybody was reading it. Like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I never read The Secret, but that was one of those books that like everybody read, everybody talked about it. The last movie I can remember that was like that, and me and Mickey talk about it, is The Dark Knight. Because The Dark Knight came out within 2 weeks. Everybody you knew saw that movie. Every single person you knew, like if you played 6 Degrees of Separation, everybody you knew went to see that movie, and everybody was already quoting it, and then everybody went back to see it. And it was because, yeah, there you go. It because of the way that we exist now, where you can pick your lane to digest your pop culture, your books, your music, whatever. We don't have that shared culture. Yeah, we very rarely do. I think Deadpool Wolverine is a piece of that. Last year we had Barbenheimer, we had both of those. That was definitely a point of shared culture. Music doesn't really happen. Like, unless you're a Taylor Swift fan, it doesn't really happen, which I'm not saying anything against. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I think what she does is absolutely brilliant. And what she's done for music is great for her and her fans, even if they are a little cult, but that's okay. But yeah, we don't have that shared culture anymore because there's so many different avenues to really pick and choose from. TV is the last kind of, a good TV show is the last piece of it. I mean, say what you want about the ending, whatever. Game of Thrones is probably the last time we had that. House of Dragons, not everybody's watching. The Bear, not everybody's watching. Most people either opt out of Star Wars show or Marvel show. Not everybody's watching. I thought that maybe people would love, like the second season of What If, but whatever, didn't happen. Yes, Michael, totally. It was designed for that, and it was, it's great. Like, what else could you ask for a piece of pop culture than to enthrall people, and then like by falling by the wayside, or people just picking up other books to read. Yeah, that's the shame of it. So even like, look, for example, like the last Batman movie, The Batman, I still have friends that have not seen it, Joe, that haven't seen it, that love comics and comic movies. And I would have thought that everybody would have seen The Batman, but they didn't. I don't think that's going to happen. It would have already, because everything is tailored exactly to its audience on a micro level. Yeah, Derek, that's true. And because, the other thing is that, movie theaters are like, people still want to blame COVID fears for people not going to movie theaters. And I say that's bullshit at this point. I say it's theaters doing stupid shit, jacking up prices on everything, keep people out of movie theaters. That's what it is. Like, for example, the movie theater, the AMC or whatever the big multiplex is, it's not too far from my house. It's great. And then they put in these hyper realistic seats in every theater in the best rows in the house. The 2 center rows, they up the seats to the moving one, and then they charge $25. I'm like, I'm not buying those fucking seats. I don't want those seats. And so you're telling me you basically just price gouge the best seats in the fucking house. That's Ticketmaster type shit that they're doing now. No. I used to go to 60 concerts a year. Now I'm lucky if I go to 5 because Ticketmaster. Dropping all the episodes at once versus over the course of 2-3 months changed the way we engage like the past. 100%. I try not to binge. Actually, Sandman was the show that kind of stopped me from binging because it was so good. I didn't want to just gobble up all the episodes. I wanted to watch one, wait a couple of days, think about it, and then engage with the next episode. And I did that with this season of The Bear. But I'm just one person. Not everybody's going to act like that. What up, Mattis? It's going good. Going to be closing the night out soon because I didn't want to be on for too much. Like I said, I interviewed Swaggle for an hour and a half. We talked for almost 2 hours. So I got to preserve a little bit of this. I am doing another interview this weekend. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, Amber. It's like a medium Coke and a box of candy shouldn't cost $12. Should cost $6, and the ticket should cost, let's say on the high end, 10. You want the $6 basic bitch seat? It's down here in front row all the way to the left. Yeah, I hate that. So here's the crazy thing. It's not even about the money, Derek. It's about the principle. So much so that the last 3 movies that I've seen, which would be Deadpool, Wolverine, Furiosa, and Dune 2, I drove to Seattle to the IMAX and the Cinerama to go see those. Effectively, I spent more in ticket price and in gas, but you know what? I got exactly what I wanted. And I went with a friend. I saw Deadpool Wolverine for $1.20 and headset row seat. Where the hell did you go? Oh, Disney Plus. Wait, I can get a discount from my Disney Plus. Explain. DM me about this, Leon. All right, Marsh. Yep. I will be there at the Eddie P Con, looking like this, hosting a Q&A in front of a live audience. It's going to be fun. I'll probably pee a little bit. But yeah, that I just don't I don't like the movie theater pricing, gouging, and all that stuff. By the way, stumbled upon this. This will be out for sale one day soon, but if you have a copy of Doctor Strange 181, like this issue is comprised of probably 60% splash pages by Gene Colan, and it's absolutely fucking amazing. Like that he was able to the book design of this is why don't people talk about his Doctor Strange books? Most people talk about his Tomb of Dracula stuff, his Daredevil stuff. But good God, this is a beautiful book. I might read it and do a flip through of it. But even like the last 2 pages, it's like splash page and then a crazy panel layout. Anyway, I was just sitting over here. Oh, maybe I will. Derek. It was a promo that dropped a few days before the release. If you had a subscription, you got a $10 coupon terms. All right. Well, whatever. Losers are gonna lose. Yeah. That is a dope book. Excuse me. Cheap theater tickets. Yeah, I guess if you don't live near a big city, the prices are always cheaper. Or like when I go to visit my folks in Florida, I usually go to the movies once, usually with my mom or both my parents, and it's always like, yeah, I'll pay for the movies because it's like 2 senior citizens and adult, $26, whatever it is. Anyway, I think that's a great place to close it. But before we do, Davey's begging you, even if you don't like podcasts, give Direct Edition a try. If you're on Spotify, give it a star rating. And how that works, I'm going to show you real quick. Stick around. There's 29 of you in here. Better not see any of you leave. No. All right. So if you're on 3 dots, that's the app I listen to my music on. 3 dots, no work. Have you ever heard of this one? Jesus Christ. What a joke. Anyway, that was Spotify. Anyway, give me a star rating on Spotify. If you listen to it on Apple, you just scroll up to the top for Spotify. If you listen to it on Apple, you can give a star rating, and then you can this is a call to action, folks. You can type in a little review. And if you do that and you want it, I'll read it on the podcast. I'll say, thank you to Jimmy Dugan. He said, I love Dave's podcast. Avoid the clap. Wow. 4 of you left since I started this. Please help. What if I was a starving child in Africa and reviews and ratings and likes fed me? All right, whatever. Please interact with the stuff. Throw a comment down. Be the positive force that I need you to be. Because if that's okay, Andy, you've been listening to the podcast on YouTube, and those comments help. 5 stars. There we go. You gave me 5 stars. Anyway, all I'm asking is like the general thing. You don't have to do too much. Oh, I just got 10 stars from the Cal Yeti. That's high praise. In the arms. Is that Sarah McLachlan? Anyway, the new episode of Direct Edition is called Dave vs. Deadpool vs. the World. Goes through a little bit of San Diego Comic-Con recap. I wasn't there, so I can't recap much of it. My little non-spoiler review of Deadpool Wolverine. Me ranting about negative comments and how people are just evil, but also positivity in creation. Go do it, Bob. But yes, and then on the YouTube channel, like I said, once I hit 5,000, it's like hitting 88 miles per hour in a fucking DeLorean. You're going to see some real shit. Anyway, that's that. This weekend, I'm dropping that chat with the Pisker family, and that's going to be a really good one. So it's super positive, heartwarming, lots of laughs and funny stories told. So none of that negative bullshit. You know, it's no point in harping on the negative when the only way forward is you can't go backwards in time. Can't change the past. You can only change the future. You can only direct your future. You can't change it, actually. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me tonight. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I'll be back. My last sale of the month, my last Wednesdave sale of the month is going to be next week. I've already pulled like 2.5 new boxes of inventory. We'll be back doing the thing. So I appreciate everybody for stopping by tonight and hanging out. Always down to do as much of this as I can. Eddie does live. Pisker forever. Hope you're doing well, Kazra. I enjoyed last night. And everybody have a great night, great weekend. You know where to find me. If you want a copy of The Many Faces of Jack Kirby, you just email me through the website, westcoastavengers.com. Hit me up on Instagram. The Kickstarters I talked about tonight. The Jim Ma food one, you can pre-save it now. And the Joe Benitez one is up, and you can back that tonight. I want everybody to have a great night, and I want everybody to have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. I'll be seeing you on the ones and twos. Happy birthday to me. It's not my birthday.